Cheers, ladies and gentlemen, to the Toypixx Thursday night live stream. Tonight, brought to you with limited commercial interruptions by Bubbly. It just sounds tasty. Excuse me. All right. For those of you checking this out on the replay, you can see we're going to be talking about the Legends live stream today. And generally, I try not to talk about that stuff quite so much just because Legends isn't a line that I tend to photograph. But man, I see what they're doing. I actually dig one of the releases quite a bit. And I feel like, man, they're so close, right? So, anyway, if you're checking this on the replay, let me know what was your favorite reveal. That's it. It's that simple, right? What was your favorite reveal from the Marvel Legends live stream? Good Lord. One day I'll have to script these intros a little bit and then it'll make more sense. And I'll quit with the double speaking and just all that just keeps doing that kind of thing. Anyway, that's what I've got. So we're chatting about that. And of course, we all know we're going to end up off topic. And that's actually the really fun part of these live streams. So without further ado, let's check in on the chat. Let's see what's going on with Sci-Fi George. What is up, Sci-Fi? Greetings and toytations, everyone. Well, the Marvel Legends live stream was chock full of Marvel Capcom 2-pack goodness. Captain America and Blue Venom. And I know a lot of people were stoked to see that Blue Venom. Sorry, guys. One day I will get this level correct. One day I'll just be doing this from the office and I won't have to fight the laptop. Yay. Psylocke and Thanos, Wolverine, and I know this part, Silver Samurai. So let's keep this going. Let's see what else you got for us, Sci-Fi. War Machine and Omega Red with their in-game FX pieces. The standouts being the two mega-sized single packs. Shumagorath, aka Gigantos. I'm glad you said it in there because I was sitting there like, oh man, what is it that they tried calling him instead of the real name? What was it? And of course, obviously, I think the deal is legally they can't use that name because it's from something else and they don't want to pay the licensing fee. So they went with Gigantos. Due to Conan, oh, there you go. See, Sci-Fi, I just need to read a little more. Due to Conan licensing rights and the Juggernaut. I gotta say, Jugs, I shouldn't, yeah, Juggernaut looks good. Okay. Lighthouse Sci-Fi Gigantos is one big moving and blinking eye with ginormous bendy wired tentacles rigged for your anti-pleasure. Oh dear. Juggernaut is a mountain of crimson rage. Unfortunately, they didn't say if his Oh, here we go. Helmet is removable or not? Probably not. Really wondering what the price is going to be for these two. In comparison to Maximum Hulk, they also showed off the MCU Fantastic Four. All looked good, and I'm just going to bob my head as I keep going. That's the interlude. All right. I will now push buttons. Gave Pedro stretchy arms. Thanks, Dalsim/Jaded Toys. They still just give Sue a partial shield from her hand. She can make all kinds of constructs, yet this is what they always give her. It's easy to make. I think that's what it comes down to compared to other constructs that they could do. All right. The She Surfer was the plain Jane of the set. That was weird because when that one came up, I was like, that does look just blah. Like it looked like a blank body, which I know the Silver Surfer is, but it was like there was no attempt to really shine it up. Like I had the Walgreens Silver Surfer figure. He was fantastic. Like as far as the finish and everything else, that one really looked kind of just flat from a finish perspective. Anyway, let's see. Jane, plain Jane of the set. The thing looks good, and Johnny has a human and fire form. I did think that was a cool idea. Was really hoping for a Red Ghost / John Malkovich figure. Oh well. Back to you, Dave, and the Masters. Oh boy. I was going to get into things. Oh, the Mystic Chat. Excelsior. Excelsior to Otimus. You especially, Sci-Fi. Thank you, man. Thanks for the rundown. It's always appreciated. And yes, we will obviously be getting into all that stuff. Spaded one. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a Marvel Legends Wolverine with single jointed elbows in 2025? That is part of what we'll be talking about for sure. Oh, man. Skew, what is up, sir? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, what have we? So, we've got the P. And what's the story with the butterfly joints? I didn't. Which one? Are you still talking about Wolverine's spaded one? I saw Cap has butterfly joints now, and I was kind of surprised by that. So we'll have to. I haven't done much. Like I listened to the live stream, but I didn't. I didn't pay that much attention to the construction. I did notice a few things that I was curious about, so I'll bring those up as well. What's up, Pixelated Poses? Good to see you, sir. Thanks for stopping in. Let's see what's going on, Clankatron. How you doing? Hi, all. We're all just partying at this point. Hey, gang, it's been too long. It has, Star, but I'm stoked to see you back, man. Good times with Star hanging out in the chat. Woohoo! And I push more. I might be in for most of those characters just for the accessories. I looked at that Psylocke and I was thinking for the head, or for the heads, but then I'm going, my Mafek Psylocke is so skinny compared to that one that the head just wouldn't look right. But the effects pieces are sweet, especially with her. Whenever I hear Capcom, I'm thinking of what Jada bringing out next, or what Jada's bringing out next. Yep, I'm thinking that as well, Star. And that's something to talk about a little bit too. I know last time we touched on this with Storm Arena, what they're doing with their Street Fighter line. I think stylistically, isn't Storm Arena more like the actual like the look of the characters from the Marvel versus Capcom game? And I know last time that I said that I thought that maybe Storm Arena and Marvel Legends would go together aesthetically as well as Mafex and Jada. So maybe those are the two lines. Like if you're already collecting Marvel Legends, maybe you should jump in on Storm Arena for those two reasons. But I don't know. I don't know enough to be able to just say, yes, that is the fact. That is the thing. So yeah, just out of curiosity, I'm interested in that Gigantos and Juggernaut. That Juggernaut looks surprisingly cool. I have to give him that. The look isn't bad. The look keeps improving. It's the articulation I always have my concerns with. Spaded one, Pedro needs stretchy arms so he can touch people because he has anxiety. So that's a bad spaded one. Don't make me laugh at things like that. Some of that stuff has been making the rounds on the internet, and you're just like, oh boy. And I don't have anxiety. I mean, I'm sure all of us get anxious about certain things, but to say that I have anxiety, no. So I don't know of it as far as like the mental disorder kind of deal. So I don't want to pick on somebody where it's a legit thing. Did you see the G.I. Joe Budo reveal? I did. And no extra hands. Classified. You're killing me. With the swords on the wrong side again. I didn't notice that. That's horrible. All right. Pixelated Gigantos was very much needed because the only option was an older hero clicks. Really? I did not know that. All right, Star, I feel like I'm at the bottom of a deep, dark hole. I finally did it. My 3-0 Transformers are no more. Didn't want to. I had to. Sad days indeed. Star, now you can concentrate fully on Jada. And hopefully the Edge Runners keep coming out. I know you were talking about the SHF Lord of the Rings figures. Were you still going to try and go in on those? Or is it that you got rid of the 3-0 transformers so you could save the money for the Jada and other things? I know you and I are kind of similar in that you don't want to get rid of any, but if you do, you get rid of all of them. Star, any of you guys see anything coming out that may become your new top favorite? Ooh, top favorite would be tough. I haven't seen anything that makes me think, ooh, top favorite. I can say that that Flint that's coming out will be my top GI Joe classified figure, no doubt. Like that's just set in stone at this point. Uh Aside from that, I mean, I'm excited about some announcements we've heard about MoffX, but I haven't seen anything. No, I can't really think of anything that has me going, oh, wow. Now, I can, speaking of excitement from MoffX, seeing things like I can't wait to see the pre order or the prototypes for Han and Chewie. Like, if I see those prototypes in Metacom's next show, that is probably what I'm going to see as a possible top favorite figure. Like those two, like Han and Chewie as MoffX. Yes, because those guys were Star Wars for me more so than anything else. I think, oddly enough, I meant the Wolvie. Okay, okay, butterfly joints with the Wolvie. Whatever they're doing doesn't cut into the chest, so I'm wondering if it's the same chest material. Oh, I wonder. That could be. That would be a heck of a thing that they were able to pull off with that. Star, what have you? How are comic sales doing? You guys think there's a connection between comic sales and the success or failure of the figures? I don't know. It would make sense that there would be some connection with that. I think it probably, for the general public, because like the reason that Target and Walmart and everybody isn't carrying nearly as many legends as they used to would probably be that the general public isn't buying them. Because while nerds like us are mighty, we don't go all in on, like, we're not going to buy an entire wave just because and when I say that, I mean, hold on, okay, let me gather my thoughts. Do 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 do. What I mean is, like, if a wave comes in and there's eight, like eight in a case or whatever, we're not going to buy all eight figures, and then every time a wave comes in, we're going to buy all eight figures again. We're not that big, we're not that mighty. The general public needs to be the people buying this stuff. So I think that it's more about the movies right now when it comes to the figure sales. If the movies underperform, the figures underperform. And I think we saw that with the fact that we just haven't seen much Marvel Legends or many Marvel Legends in the stores at all. But we'll see. Maybe something will change. Maybe there were things in flux and they couldn't do it. Maybe that's when the licensing was kind of being negotiated. I don't know. Hi, all. Quick check in before my oldest graduates from 8th grade. Congratulations, Brick. That's awesome, man. Oh, very nice. Those graduations are crazy. I mean, all the parties and everything. I was talking to somebody who graduated high school in 2020, like during COVID, and he was talking about how he could only have two family members there. And so he recently graduated college. He said it was crazy emotional because everyone could actually be there. So, hey, that 8th grader, the one graduating, is probably pretty stoked. Or you could explain how stoked they should be to have everybody there for graduation and all that good stuff. Because apparently that wasn't so much a thing in 2020. Or if it's just a simple ball on the shoulder or ball in the shoulder. I don't know. I don't know either. We're going to look more at Wolverine. We're basically just going to go through all the pictures that are on Toy Arc and see what we see. What's going on, Ghost Tab? Good to see you, sir. See, and yes, MVC is closer to Storm's Alpha Figs. Awesome, Brick. Thank you. That's what I was thinking, but I just wasn't sure. Pixelated Storm is more anime-like. You could get into technicalities about which outfits were in which games, but it's your display, so do your own thing. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what is most accurate from a costuming point of view, from like a sculpting point of view. I know that, I mean, you guys know I love Mafex figures if you've watched the streams before, but like, I know that those sculpts aren't the most detailed. I know that they're kind of soft, but so's Jada's. So I feel stylistically those two lines go together pretty well. Storm seems a little more cut in, a little more detailed, and Marvel Legends are definitely cut in a lot more on their sculpts as well. So I was wondering about the actual game, how that fit in, and like as far as the looks of everything, and then stylistically, I think that those two lines look like they match up pretty well. Whereas I think the other way, Jada and Mafex looks like it matches up pretty well. But I could be wrong. I haven't picked up a Marvel Legend in quite some time, and I don't have any Storm Arena yet. Let's see, Storm Arena are the alpha game designs. The alpha. Was there was there an alpha and I'm not thinking? I The only Street Fighter I really remember is Street Fighter 2 because I think that was about the only one I played. So that's why I'm not sure. They're the alpha. Are they Street Fighter 3 alpha? Is that what it was? I don't remember. Or is it just Street Fighter Alpha? Crazy Rain had to move the trash cans. If you guys street surf, grab the turtles, especially Mikey to Cowabunga. Literal tsunami in the drainage. Crisis averted. For now, back. Wow, Skew. Sounds like you better be careful there. Things are getting crazy. All right, Star, what have we? Both Frazetta Girls and Savage Crucibles Frazetta-based figs are really grabbing my attention. Nice, Star, nice. I like the look of Savage Crucible stuff. I really like the look of the Frazetta Girls stuff. I just need them to get a little more articulation with them. That would make me happy. Ahoy, wreck ship. What's up, sir? All right, let's get through a couple more of these, and then we'll pop open the old look-see. We'll look at the old toy arc, see what's up. I hope the Mafex Chrome Mando will be my favorite. Oh boy. Oh, that's a pretty Mando. Sorry, I'm pushing buttons and I got the wrong button. I saw a demo of the Frodo Fig from SHF. It looks good, but articulation isn't great. Certainly not worth the price being asked, sadly. Well, I mean, that keeps you from having to jump into another line. I know that Storm Arena line, I want to give it a test drive, but as with every line I want to test drive, I also get a little nervous. Like, it's not that, even with a line like you spend $100 a figure, it's okay if you don't dive in. But if you spend $30 and you get a Storm Arena figure and you're like, these are amazing, then suddenly you're diving in and you're not just spending $30, you're spending however much it takes to get them all. It's sadness. It's sadness is really what it is. That said, I'm okay with that when it comes to Jada. See, it better not be single jointed and don't give us that nostalgic articulation crap. Oh boy. All right, let's jump in here. I do want to talk real quick about this, and then we'll jump into Toy Arc. Two things. One, this contest, May's contest for the Patreon photo contest, is light. That is indeed the theme. So the winner will receive a Street Fighter II Guile from Jada Toys, and you have until May 31st, so this month, at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time to enter this bad boy. So yeah, enter, make it happen, get you a Guile if your picture gets voted. And then for those of you who might be new to this, make sure you go over to the Toypixx Patreon. You can download 100 backgrounds for action figure photography, totally free. You don't even need to be a member. Just head over there, give it a download, check it out, especially if you're into the figure photos, because there might be some there that can help you out. Man, I need to be a better salesman too. I know marketing, it's not the same thing as sales. Now, let's jump in. All right, the first thing we're going to look at a little bit here, and don't worry, I'll get back to the chat, is this Vanessa Kirby Invisible Woman. Now, I am not the guy that's going to get into the MCU looks just because I don't know, I don't care about the MCU looks. And I loved a lot of the earlier movies and all that stuff. I'm just not an MCU guy. I will say one thing. Dan mentioned in the live stream how great the likenesses were. I gotta tell you, okay, I've got Sue Storm pulled up right now. She looks more to me, and let me know if I'm wrong. She looks more to me like Lady Gaga than she does Vanessa Kirby, but I could be off. And now, back to the chat while you guys think about that. Ha ha! Rhyming. Whew. All right. Wonder how many times I say all right when I'm clicking through all this stuff. Maybe I'll have to watch that. I concur on that, Han and Chewie. If I hear about that, I'm going to be forced to start collecting New Hope Mofex stuff. I know, I know. That's what I'm stoked about. And that even has me, just the thought of that has me wanting the Stormtrooper a lot more than I did before. Skew, these go well with the jadedness that continues. The jadedness does continue. And that's one thing we're always going to wonder about Storm until they actually pull it off, because they always seem to drop the ball on finalizing these things. I was thinking about picking up the Motoroid Voltron reissue. I'll have to go check that out. Something else I missed, and in case you guys missed it, they're doing Samus Aran. I think it's Figma. So when they did Metroid Dread, when they did that Samus, apparently she was amazing. I don't have her, but everyone would be online talking about how incredible that figure was. So they've got your more classic Samus in the red and oranges. They reissued that. And then they've got her in just like a blue suit. My assumption is, because I don't know the lore that well with Metroid, but my assumption is it's maybe the suit that she wears under the armor. But I don't know. So if anybody's looking for those reissues, they're out there. Go grab them. And of course, that Voltron reissue might be kind of rad too. Star Pixelated, I haven't seen that one yet. I've been hearing that Mofex quality has been improving. Oh, it's been improved since like 2019, Star. I think that's when the Hush Batman came out. And I haven't had any problems with that. I take it back. One of the wires in the cape seems to have slid out from under his cowl just a touch, but it is a 6-year-old figure, and I mess with it quite a bit. So maybe that's on me. I don't know. Spade one skew. It's definitely single jointed elbows. Odd choice in 2025. Man, I wonder if they tried to capture the model so close that like maybe his arms are just that big that they just sacrificed articulation. Love most of them except Wolvie. If he's single like Spaded and others said, he is definitely single jointed. I did notice that, which is surprising. See, man, it's so close to perfect. Let's ruin it. Oh, I don't think that's really what they think in their heads. Spade, it is cool to see a wide body Wolverine, though. A lot they can do with that body. That is true. That is true. They could just shrink it a bit and you'd have just a crazy puck. Sci-fi. Speaking of Mofex, CT Toys showed off their Spider-Man and Spider-Punk figures a few days ago. I do want Shumagorath, Juggernaut, and Cap with the butterfly joints and complete shield. That was kind of funny that they brought that up. Yeah, guys, you're getting a complete shield this time. Clankatron, hey, I graduated high school in 2020. We did a drive-through graduation thing. Really, Clankatron? Man, was it crazy? Or was it, I don't know. So like, would you guys pull up and you just run out of the car real quick and grab the diploma from the principal or something? I don't know. I want it. That just sounds crazy, but I get it for the time. People didn't know what to do. It feels like, as weird as this is, even though it was only 5 years ago, it feels like COVID is so far in the past. I don't even really think about it anymore. Home and Secret Wars, that should match. I'll have to look at that again. Let's see. Spaded, what have you? Just put out the old carded Toy Biz Wolvie if you do it. Hasbro killing it otherwise. Oh boy, poor Hasbro. Star Jada Edge runners have essentially become members of the family now. My wife doesn't get it, but that's okay. As long as I get it, we're good. She wants a dog. I want more edge runners. It's a trial. Do not let it become a trial by fire, Star, because eventually the dog and she might have to go because the edge runners have to win out. That is, I did not say that. And if your wife's listening, hi, Mrs. Star. I didn't say that. That was somebody else. Ooh, look, bubbly. Skew, I still have my brown suit Toy Biz Wolvie. Man, I do too. Wait, no. Spaded one. I have the old 5-inch brown suit Wolverine. He didn't even have a masked head. He just has the Logan head. I was thinking about the I was thinking of that. I wasn't thinking about the Marvel Legends one. I had that figure. I would probably still love that figure if I had it. What is going on, Mr. Benson? Good to see you, sir. All right. We're going to keep the train rolling here. Let's get through a couple more and we'll keep going through. I just wanted to get to what people thought when it came to this likeness. Comic shops and online are the only place to get comics. That slows the rate of new readers, leaving the movies as the main entry point for new fans. That makes complete sense because most of the general population isn't walking into comic book stores. What they need are graphic novels in places like Walmart and Target. You know, people where the general population shops. Levelhead, howdy toy pals. I'm super stoked about all the Marvel Legends reveals today. My wallet isn't though. Those wallets can get dangerous. You got to watch out for them. Mine enjoys cleavers. I don't know about everybody else's, but yeah, you gotta watch out. Whew. Okay, we're moving now. Go ahead. Let's see. The Joe team showed off a pre-order render for their samurai guy with the two different head sculpts. I am interested in him. I might grab two. Crystal Ball is available on Walmart again. Nice. I think I saw something like I saw a Crystal Ball in passing, but I didn't stop to read what I was looking at so much. But that's pretty sweet. And yeah, we talked a little about Budo, that render. Would be good to find out more. I know they're supposed to do a fan stream next month, right? For G.I. Joe June. You know I diss it, not just messing with them if they put single joints on it. You know, of course, like I'm totally with you. But I'm just wondering if they chose, because sometimes it's a choice. You go form over function. But who knows? All right. See, also some people have gotten emails saying have their contact info correct by June 15th for their HasLab Cobra Rattler. I did see the Rattler stuff was starting to pop in. So yeah, make sure you guys are set for that. Anybody that picked it up. Man, okay, let's get through a couple more. Apologies, guys. Anyone hear of any updates for Jada, Cyberpunk Edge Runners Main, and Rebecca? I need a Jada Edge Runners fix now. I think we'll probably find out a little more in July at SDCC, Star. I think everybody seems to be kind of slowing down right now. Level Ed definitely got to get all the Fantastic Four and hopefully Psylocke and Thanos. Yeah, her being a Target exclusive, this is sadness for all of those people who are after those figures. Spaded one, she has the exact same loadout as the retro carded version. Oh, Vanessa. But does she have the Lady Gaga head? That's what I want to know. Clank, that's right. I need to clear out space for my rattler. There you go. Good reminders. Star, I was thinking that she looks more like Chelsea Handler, just not as annoying. Hang on, I'm looking at her right now. Maybe. I could see some of that. It's been a while since I've seen Chelsea Handler, though, because she did annoy me a lot, so I stopped watching a long time ago. Skew, head looks good as Sue. Not really Vanessa here. They nailed Thunderbolts. Go figure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Star, what do you all think the chances are of Hiya Toys making a Godzilla -1 fig? I gotta think it's happening. I mean, why would they not? That thing has got to make it. It's got to show up. Hang on, I got to get out of. I don't want to confuse myself, so I'm closing out a window. I'm easily confused. All right. So there's Sue. Want to see the face again? Yeah, I'm not getting Vanessa Kirby out of that. I mean, like I say, I don't really care because this is an MCU figure and I just don't get those. As far as the figure itself is concerned, trying to figure out how the articulation works, I don't know. My gut is that this is a waist twist just because that tends to be, or like a waist cut, just because that tends to be what they do. Hold on, let's try this a little more. But it might not be so bad because it's hidden by the belt. Like you might not see the big flat spots you usually see. So you might be okay when it comes to posing her. And then let's see. I want to make sure I haven't missed anything. Yeah, she's got the bicep cut. She might, for those of you who get into the MCU Marvel Legends figures, she might be okay. Like she might pose all right, and she might not be horribly ugly looking when you do it. And what I mean there, again, it's the flat spots from the waist cut. It does look like, hang on, let's try this again. It does look like it's a waist cut. There just doesn't seem to be, it doesn't look like it sank at all into the waist so that you could have the ball peg. But again, that belt's there. It might hide it and be okay. And I can't imagine most people aren't looking at Invisible Woman like they do Psylocke, where there's crazy ninja stuff going on. So if you digs her, then she looks like she might be a decent figure to go for. Chelsea Handler. I could see a little bit of Chelsea Handler more than Vanessa Kirby, sadly. And then here is one thing though, we're not getting a whole lot of accessories with her, but I don't know. It would be cool to have a few more invisible effects, but at their price point and what they expect profit margins to be, maybe that's the best they can do. But who knows? I mean, my assumption is a lot of the stuff went into Ben Grimm, but that's only the size of the plastic more so than anything else. Skew single Wolvie Choi. Just the face palm is just like, no, why? But I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure they chose form over function on that one. They tend to with a lot of Marvel Legends figures. Very high. That Haya will hook you up. That's yep. I'm with you, Skew. I think it would be insane not to do it, considering how popular that movie was. Pixelated Star, you mean a big Godzilla -1? I have the CT Spider Punk, great figure, and Gambit is in the mail. Nice, Harry. I want to hear how good he is. Like, I love my Mafex Gambit, but I'd like to know how he compares with the CT one. We just pull up and they'd hand us, wait a sec, hold on, let me, because this is about the diploma question I went with. We just pull up and they'd hand us the stuff. I graduated college last year and finally got a proper graduation. Clank, that's awesome, dude. Congratulations. I'm glad. I'm glad because that's something I was so far removed from high school. I wouldn't have even thought about that. And that kid was telling me, well, kid, I mean, he's got an office in the same building I do. But yeah, listening to him, I'm like, wow, just something I never would have thought of. Skew from your lips to high as ears. Amen, brother. That's what's going on. I'm telling you, I think that's what's up, Star. I think you're gonna see that. All right, it's time to get off of Vanessa Kirby here. I'm hoping for one of the exquisite basic line. Love them. See, I don't know about that. This is just me not knowing my Gojira. Harry, thanks for the TCT heads up. Congrats. Skew Star, I'm thinking the regular line when I say, yeah, okay, okay. So there's multiple Godzilla lines with Haya? Sci-Fi George. Woo! Are on the wrong. Oh, there you go. The swords are on the wrong side. Oh yeah. Skew, especially when Space Godzilla. Woo! Versus Kong. Is that something coming up? That's a movie that needs to happen. Godzilla in space. Okay, let's jump out of this. Okay, now we've got Johnny with his flame on just on his hand. This is basically just the regular old Johnny Storm. I like that they did that. I like that they made that decision to give you the flamed off Johnny as well as the flamed on Johnny. I'm looking to see what we've got here that might be brand new. We don't have butterfly joints, but maybe they are going to try and use a lot more of that rubbery plastic to try and give you a little more movement there. I just don't know. And if he said something like that, if Dwight or Dan said something about that in the live stream, let me know. But yeah, I think you've got basically the same waist concern that you have with Invisible Woman. And it's not really, I'm not sure it's a concern at all. Like, none of the Fantastic Four you think of as these highly athletic ninja type people. So, my thought here is while I will always prefer a ball peg waist to a waist cut just because of photos, this I think is better than most because I just don't see the flat spots hitting the photos like they do on a lot of comic figures. This might be okay. That's kind of cool. I do like that. And now we've got the flamed on version. This looks to me, I don't know. I'm not that impressed with this, and I can't even tell you why. It kind of looks like just the old school, like maybe the something should have been different with the body. And maybe not. Like maybe what I'm thinking is something where maybe the red isn't just one solid red. Maybe there's some kind of fiery fade, or maybe there's some orange around here or something. I don't know. I think that's what it is. I think it looks too plain to me. And we've got the same things going on with him that we do with all the other Fantastic Four figures where he's got the belt, he'll have the cut. I don't know. I don't know about this one. And obviously the accessories aren't the huge selling point when it comes to these. Now, what they might argue is all the flame stuff that's going on his hands, not around his neck, his feet, but I don't know. But now that we've gone and looked at some of that, let's get back to these comments, see what people are thinking. Star, one of the great questions of our age. It's been 45 years, so why don't we have a Blade Runner line of figs yet? This is borderline criminal. Are people clamoring for a Blade Runner figures? I don't know. I mean, if I were a big Blade Runner guy, I would probably be right there with you, Star. I just don't know. Swords. That's where I thought you were going with. I tried to correct it in the reading there, Mr. Madsen, but I don't know if it worked out or not. I might have gotten too confused to do it properly. But who knows? It's me. I had heard that they are dropping soon, the Rattler. Yeah. That's going to be cool. I can't wait to see the pics that people take of that thing. Don't worry, we're getting into the Capcom stuff soon. Yep, that's the basic line. I'm hoping. Okay. Yeah, I don't mess with my Godzilla much. See, the Fantastic Four movie figures are Ollie's specials. I think you're right. Honestly, looking at these, I think you're probably right. I would argue the Thing might not be. I think they did an actual, like, they did a really good job on that figure. that figure alone, whether the movie does well or not, I think the figure is cool enough to sell itself. But I don't know about, I mean, I think I agree, or I tend to agree with you when it comes to the others. Yep, Star, Toypixx, Edge Runners. June said something about end of the year or next. That's right. That's right. Skew had brought that up to us earlier, too. Or next year early, but that's iffy. Trying to remember. Check SDCC, like Dave said. And I think that's, I mean, I think we're going to get a lot of news out of SDCC. I know that Dan said today on the live stream that they're not going to do another fan stream for Hasbro Pulse until SDCC. So I don't think they're the only ones. I think a lot of companies are keeping things close to the vest. Space for Rattler? I'm screwed. It's one of the reasons I didn't buy that Mythic Legions dragon. Man, I was looking at the studio today and I don't know that I'm going to be able. I mean, I'm getting that dragon for sure, but I don't know where it's going to go yet. So that's a pain. Let's see. The last of the Time Lords is here. Good to see Anton. Always awesome. This is taking way too long. Don't worry, Star. Don't worry. Just enjoy. I like their trickle release schedule because it gives us all time to appreciate the figures as they're released. Scooby's coming soon. Let's see. Sagat and Blanca just released. Don't worry. We're going to get there. It's going to be good times. Tony released recently, too. All great figures. I love Susan Storm. Oh, sorry, Anton. She is my favorite character in the Fantastic Four next to the Thing. I always wondered why she picked Reed instead of Ben. See, I don't know the lore. Oh, man. I don't think there was ever, like, the one thing there was Namor, wasn't it? The Submariner. But I don't know. There was never a Reed versus Ben thing, was there? Mr. Manson, enjoy. It's on my list. You'll enjoy it. See, that's what I don't get, Mr. Manson. I mean, you could have just hung the Rattler from the ceiling and then put the Mythic Legion's dragon on a table. I don't know. I don't know, man. That's just me giving people hell because I don't have self-control. Anton, well, she's supposed to look like Susan Storm. I love this powder blue outfit and the white gloves and the white boots. I think it all looks pretty good. I mean, I don't hate the uniforms. I just don't know that they do a great job as far as action figures are concerned. That's what I'm saying. I think that Ben Grimm will sell just because he's a sweet looking action figure. Skew, for all I know, it might be this year that was 2 to 3 months back. Take heart. Check at SDCC. And things change too. I mean, maybe with a tariff situation, things got shuffled, maybe moved up, probably not, possibly moved back, maybe. We just don't know enough. Star, are the other 3 available? This is the Fantastic Four, right? Not the Fantastic One? Yep, the others are all available. So actually, let's keep going through here. He's flamed on and all. Yeah, I think what's bothering me is the fact that he's so red and he's so, I mean, this is more lifelike proportions, I suppose, but you still get in your head that these are superheroes, man. They should have a little more of a V taper, I guess. But I'm trying to not go there with these just because they're based on real people. But yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're looking at the superhero teams as far as things are concerned, I can see the Avengers needing to be, I mean, specifically Captain America needing to be in top tier physical shape. You can see several of the X-Men because they got to at least have their strength and their cardio dialed in. But when you're a dude that can turn into a fireball, you really just don't need to worry that much about exercise. So maybe that's why we don't have the B tapers here. Yeah, look at this. This is what I was talking about with the Silver Surfer. Like, she looks dull, and it just looks like you know how Boss Fight has their blank bodies, right? That's what this looks like. And I'm sure, obviously, that Silver Surfer I was talking about before, the Walgreens one, was definitely a blank body, but they did so much with the look of him that he looked silver. He looked shiny. He looked incredible. There's something here. Maybe the lights are just too soft in their studio. She doesn't, she looks like flat gray plastic to me. But then I don't know. Maybe she'll come out and she'll be much shinier. I'm just not sure about this one. The poses are cool. Hang on, let me go back to the waist on this one. So, yeah, I'm not even seeing any kind of waist movement from her. I could be off. Let me see. Maybe it's hard to tell. Hold on. They're hiding the waist a little bit. Yeah, maybe there's nothing there at all. So when you twist her, you get a lot of this. The design breaks up and all that. That's why. Come on, Dwight. Give us a ball peg waist on your figures. It's necessary now. SH Figuarts started giving us ball peg waist in 2008. Marvel Legends, we know you're a little behind compared to imports, but that's 17 years ago. You don't have to be that behind anymore. You can make that update. Unless at this point you're just trolling me. And I don't think you know who I am. I don't have that huge following. She does have hands. She's got the board. She looks like this crazy effect here. Now, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. I think that Ben Grimm, I think this figure looks fantastic. Pun not included or not intended. I started saying fantastic and realized in the middle of the word. But I think this just looks great. Like, this is just a cool looking figure. Now, I don't know that anything's going on at the waist here. It might be. And if I go over, I'm not sure it is, guys. I'm not sure you've even got a waist cut here. You might. But if you do, because of the shape of this, you're definitely going to get some flat spots. So my assumption is they're going to have the diaphragm doing the heavy lifting when it comes to the articulation for Ben Grimm here. All right, let's catch back up with the chat. Whoo! Yes, two Johnnies. I need one Ben and Lady Surfer. Let's see. Think about the horrible thing that we did to all of them in Marvel Zombies. What? I don't think I saw the one with the Fantastic Four or haven't read it. Let's see. Haven't had Edge Runners in a while. Getting the shakes, snapping at my wife, not sleeping. Ooh, withdrawals. I always like to keep a hammer next to my bed in case I can't sleep. Just hit myself in the head. I'm good to go. I'm very excited about this movie. I hope that we have a real cool ending and Doctor Doom. It was rumored a while back that one of the end credit scenes would have Doctor Doom. But I don't know if it's still the thing or not. Is it time? Ooh, let's see. For the 5 o'clocks. What? Star One Bigham's Edge Runners Jada continues free figure crack giveaway? It should be. It should be. Rip Peter Kwan. Wait a second. Rest in peace, Peter Kwan Rain from Big Trouble in Little China. It has been so long since I've seen that. I'd have to look up who Peter Kwan is, but that sucks for all of his family and friends, and obviously fans as well. You always hate to hear that people from movies you loved growing up are dying. It's rough. Pixelated, that looks like a waist cut, but that might be a new mold. The recent Miss Marvel Warbird turned at the top. Okay. Hang on. Now I'm scrolling up. Whoo! Back spam. Skew, I'm Jones and man. I need him bad. Oh, Star, you're going to be okay, man. Did everybody hear about the death of Peter David? It's terrible. Yep, we heard about, I think we talked about that a little Monday, but yeah, it's awful. See, Godzilla times Kong Space Movie 2026. Oh, I might need to see that. What's up, Paul? Good to see you, sir. All right, it looks almost like the Walgreens exclusive torch I got about a decade ago. I think that's the deal. I had that one as well, and it's just red translucent plastic. Like, could they have done something? Like, you see all the flame effects, those are translucent. Could they have done something to just add a little color? Like, even if it was just, say, an orange wash over the red. I don't know, though. Peter David's Hulk was amazing. He will be missed. Yeah, that's what I remember him from, was the Hulk. All right, what have we now? Jelly Bellies? Flame on. Glad they at least made this Johnny. Jelly Bellies. Jelly Bellies are amazing, man. I need to get more. I haven't had Jelly Bellies in a while. Is Spider-Man stuff, or let's see, was really great to especially was really great too. His Spider-Man stuff was really great too, especially Symbiote Spider-Man. The first two stories, really great team up with Doctor Strange. Symbiotic. Was that the one with Octavius took over Parker's body? Well, do not remember such things. Sci-fi, I forgot the biggest news of all. Marvel versus DC is back, baby. September sees Deadpool and Batman, and December sees Batman and Deadpool, each by Marvel and DC respectively, and the Joker will be the villain. Nice. I heard about Batman and Deadpool, but I didn't hear about the Joker being the villain. Of course, that makes the most sense. Deadpool and he would probably be pals. Like, I can see Joker and Deadpool should just hang out. Oh man, Harrison Ford's Blade Runner is Han Solo in a trench coat. I mean, Han Solo in a trench coat was Return of the Jedi too, kind of, on Endor ish. See. I will now push many buttons. Mr. Matt's Budo swords and Wolvie single joints equals gotta keep them doing diss tracks too. For us at all costs. Keep it up, team. You know, it's the one thing I will say about, and this isn't even political, this is just kind of the society that we put together. So, capitalism, the one downside that I have found, and overall I'm good with it, the one downside is it encourages obsolescence when you're in the Fortune 500, or sorry, more when you're publicly traded. Like, they're never going to make the perfect figure. That's what I love about Mafex so much. And that's what I love about what Jada's doing so much. But Hasbro's never going to make the perfect figure because they always need to get you buying more of them. That's the one thing that drives me crazy. And you know that was it. They're like, okay, here's the look of Wolvie, but we can't give you everything. So here's your single joints. And I don't think he's got the ball peg waist either, but I couldn't prove it. I figured that at this point, that's why we're not getting ball peg waists. But eventually, it's going to cost them. Sci-fi, what really throws me off on She Surfer is her eyes have pupils and irises. Vanessa Kirby should have dyed her hair, let's see, and played Alicia Masters, and they could have introduced her stepdad, Puppet Master. I wonder. Dyed her hair red? Is that... I don't know my Alicia. I remember Alicia Masters from, I think, was it the first or second Fantastic Four? You know, the ones that mattered, the ones with Jessica Alba. Let's see, if they do a retro Fantastic Four car, I'd get that. That does look cool. That does look like a lot of the looks of that, I think, look very cool. I think they did a lot when it came to world building there. Sci-fi, thank goodness Norrin Red is inbound. Norrin's good people. Spaded one, yeah, I really think Wolverine has a rubber chest. No visible butterfly. Same deal with Silver Samurai, but they have better angles. We'll have to look. We gotta get there. Maybe I don't read every chat. I try not to do that though. Let's see. The 1980s Fantastic Four comics were the best. Man, I don't know that I read any Fantastic Four in the 80s. I need some edge runners now. I'm getting desperate enough to go to the city of Jada's HQ and just wander around town calling out for June until he answers. Or law enforcement would probably answer. We'll get you the June signal. You can just walk around with a flashlight with his head on it, which wouldn't be weird at all. Skew hitting the fast forward. Where are we now? Then just missed it button to Norin Red on that Silver Surfer. Yeah, I can't wait to see Norin. I think that'll be cool. Hopefully they're able to bring him in at some point. Oh, I'm sorry, that Super Surfer looks terrible. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She looks just flat, like there's nothing there. Spaded one, hold up. Is that Silver Surfer a repaint of the retro carded Sue Storm body? Friggin' Dark Star? I don't know. We might go back. Hold on, hold on. Let's go back to that real quick. There, that's your best picture. Maybe? Yeah, no butterfly joints there either. Don't worry, we'll get back to Ben from Spaceballs. Dark Star from Spaceballs. Dark Helmet? Wait, heck yeah, Ben Grimm wearing his big boy pants. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I think as an action figure, he's gonna sell. She looks more like an aluminum surfer rather than a silver. Yeah, I don't see it with her so much. Digging Ben. Yeah, he looks great. She looks too much like a robot. Maybe that's part of it too. Surfer looks like a Muppet or something. Ben looks awesome, so him and Sue I might get for my collection. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I think he looks really good. Skew Anton, yep, I'm skipping that, and Grateful Norrin is still on the way to the MCU. Is he, Skew? So tell me more about that, Skew. I don't know. I don't know about Norrin in the MCU. I'm good with that. Reed Richards exposed the Fantastic Four to the zombie virus because he wanted to know what it was like to get eaten by a zombie. Oh, Reed, you're so wacky. I did not know that. Let's see. His best friend, his beautiful wife, one idiot. Oh, wow. I love how Diamond Select made Johnny's Flaming Four removable for just a flaming chest piece and different head so you can have the original Human Torch. I did not know they did that. But yeah, the original, it was an android, right? And Toro was his sidekick. I'm calling it that thing as the soft rubber torso too. There's a pic with the chest rotated, and it wouldn't be possible without some give from the chest piece. I think we have a new normal. See, I don't mind that. I think that's okay. I just want the new normal to include a ball peg waist. Anton, no, this was a recent series that took place in the 80s about the symbiote, the Venom symbiote. Okay. So it was, okay, got it, got it. So it was written recently, but took place back then. That's what I love about Mofx as well. After that Daredevil, I feel like I'll never need another one. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no obsolescence when Mofx puts stuff out. And like I said, man, I'm all for capitalism, but that's the one thing it's done that makes it so you're like, ah, come on. I love Jada for going after the franchises that the larger companies won't touch. Think of how dark this hobby would be without the Jadas, the Mofxes, the Storms, etc. I totally agree, Star. Like that the hobby should be very glad to have those kinds of companies in it. Pixelated, spaded one. The Hasbro team would have pointed out the rubber chest if they had one. You know what? That's true. That's true, isn't it? They made a really big deal about it with Maximum Hulk. What did they make that big deal because of everybody making a big deal about the thunderclap though? I mean, maybe not. I don't know. But I think you're right when you say that, and it makes me sad now. But I think they would have made a big deal about that. See, that's how they should be. Jada and Mofx, do them right. I'm with it. Sci-fi, late 70s and early 80s, fantastic. Let's see, were classically drawn by George Perez. Rest in peace. Yep, classic FF. Oh man, John Byrne and George Perez, they get a lot of love, but I feel like they don't get enough love. They should get more love for the contributions they made to comics. Pixelated, they also kind of got dragged over it. I just don't see them dropping these kind of figs with no kind of butterfly at all, especially with single jointed elbows of Wolvie. But it's obsolescence, baby. Spaded one. I could be way wrong though. Who knows what goes on in that office? I know. There's no, we can all sit here and speculate. Lord knows I have done plenty, but we don't know. It sucks. The fast forward button was from Spaceballs, Rick Moranis and Colonel Sanders. God, it's been so long since I've seen Spaceballs. Some things stick in my head. Like if we got started talking about Transformers the movie, I could keep up with those references. But others, not so much apparently. This one may or may not die. That Earth is not 616 MCU, but she may or may not show up. But Norrin is on the way in this universe. Okay. I want to see him. I want Norrin to be somewhere. This may be an obscure pull, but that Silver Surfer figure reminds me of Dural, the final boss from Virtua Fighter. Who's in? Who can help? Because I don't know that one. Who can sit here and say Levelhead? Yes. Galactus stays the same. Oh yeah, he's like multi-dimensional, right? That Silver Surfer looks like Jennifer Lawrence. Ooh, Jennifer Lawrence to you, huh? Let's see. Man, you're not off. How did I miss that? Hold on. Let's see if we can get a better. A little bit. I wonder if it's the hair. I can see a little bit of her in there. Yeah, for sure. I see it quite a bit now. But I like to have it on this page because it makes her look just extra derpy. Mystique. Ooh, Silver Mystique. That's close too. That's it. That's who she reminds me of. There you go. Wow. All right, we got to keep moving here. Okay, the pick of the Wolverine and Silver Samurai 2-pack shows the butterfly on Wolvie. Does it? Okay. Hold on. Let's get through. Get back to Ben here. Again, I think this figure sells itself. Hopefully he's the one that's double packed in the case. But I dare say they really made this a comic accurate figure. If he had a little bit of a ball peg going on there, or if he had anything, I'm just not convinced he has anything at the waist. If he did, if he had the ball peg, I would be convinced. Well, not convinced, but I would be thinking long and hard about whether or not I should get this Ben Grimm, even though he's an MCU release, just because that head is so comic. I mean, this is a great looking thing. I have to give that to him. Let me see if I can tell. I just don't know. I just don't know enough when it comes to the rock pattern on his gut. Oh, and now we're on Reed. Hello, Pedro. We've got, looks like here. I mean, that's a weird cut. Again, as somebody that can just stretch a lot, you don't really need to worry about building yourself up, getting really muscular, getting huge or anything. But like, you should still see something there. That's just a weird cut decision. Does it look like him though? I don't know. Let's see if we can get a better picture of Reed. I don't know, guys. What's everybody else thinking here when it comes to him? Obviously, we're not getting butterflies here either. Yeah, I'm not seeing Pedro Pascal so much there. I'm not seeing Pedro Pascal at all. But I'll leave it there because that's goofy. Star just clowning how accurate your Jennifer Lawrence is. Man, it is. It is. I think that's a good pull. I think that's a good, like, that looks right. Skew, Virtua Fighter was fun, especially the old man. There we go. We've got people to chat with Levelhead about Fighter. I'm just not that guy. I need to learn more. I'm glad they gave us the true Galactus in this movie. I'm not that, let's see, not that giant part of the huge cloud. You don't want a cloud in here to represent Galactus? What the heck, man? Come on, Anton. I gotta admit, this retro aesthetic they're using for this F4 stuff is really cool. I do agree. I think that's a cool look. I think the world that they built is pretty rad. There we go. You're absolutely right, Sci-Fi. Anton, he stays the same and carries over to 616 as far as I've learned. That's kind of cool. I'm happy to hear that. Sci-Fi, the She Surfer would make for a fantastic hood ornament for the Fantastic Car. That would be kind of funny. Just shrink her down. And then you wouldn't be so worried about the fact that it just looks like a blank body. Spaded, I like it too. That car would be awesome. Let's see how close I can come. Okay, you want a Transformers reference? I belong to nobody. This would be Megatron talking to Unicron. Proceed on your way to oblivion. Great repurposing Franklin Richards. Hook it up, man. That's it. Franklin Richards is just like, oh, let's zap Galactus over here. He'll get born at the end of the movie or something, and just there we go. Wolverine and Silver Samurai will be available to all retailers. Translation: wait a few months and get the Ollie's $15 special. Oh dear. Poor Wolvie and Silver Samurai. Pedro Pascal, more like Peter Haskell, am I right? Maybe. Yeah, he does not look like Pedro at all. Star, did Hasbro outsource these to McFarlane Toys? These are looking eerily familiar. Eerily, like, not eerily like what they should look like, you mean? He's closer than Vanessa, but not quite. Let's see, use classified Footloose. Oh, you could do that. Or you could pop off a Mofex if you have one of the Mandos that has the Pedro head. You could use that head on here because oftentimes what Marvel Legends does is the heads are too big. So if you repurpose the Mofex Din Djarin head on this, it probably would look about right. Spaded, all I hear when I see this Mr. Fantastic is the commercial for Street Fighter toys in the 90s. What's a Dalsum? Is it all right, guys? Dalsim or Dalsum? I've heard both. I always said Dalsim, but I don't know what's right. Brandon, as much as I like Pedro Pascal, I have trouble seeing him as Mr. Fantastic. This figure just highlights that more. I do too, Brandon. And my thing is more, I think that he could have pulled it off. This is going to sound silly to a lot of people, but I feel like the actor superseded the character. Like, okay, so Mr. Fantastic has always been fairly clean shaven, or he's had the full beard and stash. Because I think Pedro Pascal is a pretty sweet actor. So he could play the part, but just his facial hair is wrong for Reed. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's where I'm at. And I thought the same thing with Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. I'm like, dude, you need the stash. And I think that's all that does it. I think that's why I look at this and think that's just not Reed. Anton, he looks like him. That looks great. Why is Pedro Pascal everywhere, though? You'd have to talk to casting directors about that. Apparently, he does good work and probably doesn't cause too much trouble on set. Pedro is everywhere. We will cherish him eventually. He needs his own toy line, just a Pedro Pascal line. I want to see that Fantastic Four robot restructured into some Terminator-esque Ultron style killer bot. He needs some screen time. Ooh, Herbie just gets huge and just starts murking everybody. Guys, we have taken way too long on the Fantastic Four. Hang on. A beard or clean shaven? Yep. Let me get through these. My apologies. Things got away from me a little. When I look at Pedro Pascal, all I see is Joel. Oh, Last of Us. See, I haven't seen it, but I've heard things. They should have saved Pedro Pascal for someone like Forge when they get into the X-Men stuff. I just don't get read from him at all. I wonder if Forge might have been a good call. Ooh, that might have been a really good call. No, I accept your terms. I accept. Ah, yes. I do love me some Transformers. Okay, good. All right, here's more. I don't know, maybe a little. That last pick, not at all. So he's got the, ooh, wait a sec. All right, guys. That angle's pretty good. That looks all right. Maybe just prototypes versus other things. There's all four of them together. And there you go. I would say if you guys are at all interested in any of these, I would say get in on Thing. I would say, let's see, the peg warmer is definitely going to be the Silver Surfer. So if you like this figure, this is for sure your Ollie's discount. I would say these three, the ones in the actual costumes, they just don't, there's nothing, to use the old Hasbro term, toyetic about these looks. So I would say these might make it to Ollie's as well. But I would say that Thing, you want to get this and you may want to pick up Johnny just because dude on fire. Kids might think that's cool. But I think for sure Silver Surfer goes to Ollie's, and I'm guessing these three do as well. But you want the Human Torch and you want Thing. So if you're going for the whole wave, basically get Thing, get the Human Torch, and then wait a few months for the other four. All right. Gamerverse, here we go. We have the old Wolverine versus Silver Samurai. And here, this throws me off. I had the original Marvel Legends Silver Samurai, and he was actually shiny. This, in their promo photo, looks like a dull silver. Now, I don't know. I don't remember the game. Maybe he was grayer, but for some reason, I'm thinking he was closer to white than gray. I just don't remember. He's got the pinned elbows. So he's obviously just, I mean, I don't know about the head, but I would say a lot of the body is just straight up reused from the old one. So we're going to jump here. I do like one thing that we'll see a little more as we go forward, the way they did Wolverine's hips is really good. Like they made it so that he can crouch down, I think mostly from these hips more than anything else. But let's see as we go. I like the look. I think they killed it on the look. And there you go. There are some butterfly joints. Good catch, Pixelated. Okay, so he has them. They might not, well, you know what? I'm not even going to speculate. I was going to say because of the shoulder armor, they might not go that far forward. But depending on how the shoulder armor was sculpted, they might. You might get a little bit of that look. Now, here, there is for sure a single jointed elbow. Now, the bicep is cut a little more steeply than probably normal, so you might get a little more than 90 degrees, but I'm not sure. Again, I will say I love the look of this Wolverine. I'm not sold on this Silver Samurai. I think if they had just repackaged the old Silver Samurai, it would have been a much cooler looking pack. It's too bad they didn't show more of kind of the butterfly working. But I do love the long claws. Like this looks really good. I'm trying to remember the head sculpt for the old Silver Samurai, and I'm just not sure. But again, my issue is the fact that there's no ball peg waist. My problem really with it. Now, that's me. That's a me thing for sure. So if that doesn't bother you guys, I think this Wolverine looks amazing. I do wish I could see a little better what his elbow range was, but I think that's a great looking figure. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see the butterfly joints again here, but you can't really see. Yeah, I wish we had different. Oh, man, I haven't been yawning that much on live streams. Apparently, I'm tired. I like these claws a lot. I wish we had claws like this a lot more, where they kind of curve in. I think those look good. I love the head sculpt. But yeah, I think what we're looking at, let me see if we can get a better picture of, no, not really. The way they did, there was something different. Here we go. Look at this. Look how close all of this is molded together. I know. We're looking at Wolvie's pelvis here. But the way that they did it, I think because of how high this cut is, I think it gives him a lot more range to get that leg way up there to give him that crazy crunch that we all see. Now, I don't know what's going on at his waist. He probably has a cut, but I'll be honest, if this figure didn't have a cut and came in a single pack, I would get him. If there was a ball peg waist here and this Wolverine were single packed, he would be mine. And here you go. Here you go. If anybody from Hasbro is listening, well, that's what I need. I need a 616 comic character that has the ball peg waist, has the diaphragm joint and all that, has all the articulation you guys love, executed well, and I will pick it up for sure. Definitely. Like that Ultimate Iron Man, if he had been a 616 figure, I would have grabbed him because I think he looks really good. I love this. I just love the effects that they used for this. That's ridiculously cool. Oh yeah, Berserker Barrage. All right. Let's go back. Let's hold on this picture and then let's go see what everybody's chatting about. Now that we're finally at the Marvel versus Capcom, Pedro's too big a star to play Forge, unless they made Forge the main part in the movie, which they wouldn't do. So you're probably right on there too, Pixelated. Star. Pedro just looks bored in that fig. I wonder what they used. Did they use the same kind of thing that they used with Luke Skywalker? You just do a full scan of the face and they're told to just sit there and go, who knows? Pixelated, come to think of it, all the discount stores had the last FF set. Ooh, I did not know that. Clearly I'm going into a lot of Dana Carvey as Johnny. Pixelated Toypixx facts on discount Fantastic Four. Those would just be my guesses there for those, but I think, yeah, Pixelated, I'm sure he's right. Silver Samurai has pins too, but why? Because mold reuse Spaded one. Come on, they've only done the Silver Samurai once. They need to do more. Spaded old mold, yep. Obsolescence, baby. Skew, that's why they're angry. Single joint versus pins. Ooh, you know what? That's true. We've got a single jointed Wolvie and a pin Silver Samurai. You gotta make your characters, your figures mad somehow, and I think that did it. Spaded, I think that Wolvie has a ball waist. Compare the gap between the strip and the belt from the side in different pictures. I'll have to look. We'll go back. Because I would be super stoked if he did. In some pics, the stripe, let's see, touches the belt. In others, it doesn't. Ooh, hang on. Let's go back. See what I can see here. You're talking about the product photos, right? See if we can tell. Man, I wish I could tell there. He's crouched pretty good. This is where I would like to see more. Like there, it looks like the stripes are in the same place, as in like there was no turn or bend at all here. And it's tough to see here. I don't know. Like you can see here, it looks like his body is angled this way from like the pelvis area up to the waist. And then this diaphragm joint was used more to hunch him forward even more. I think it's the, I don't know. I don't know what they've got at his waist. I'm not seeing, I would love to be totally wrong. I would love it if that were a ball peg waist. But I think the diaphragm and the legs are doing the heavy lifting. And it's mostly this picture that makes me think that. Like otherwise, you'd think they would have employed this joint a little more if it was a ball peg. And yet, when you look at the side here, it does look like it's trying to recess into it, but maybe that's just muscular or musculature sculpting going on. Yeah, there they look like they're sticking straight up to me. I want to be wrong. I want this to be good. That hard to tell there. Maybe that picture looks more like there might be a ball peg than the others because it's almost like this is pushed up some. It doesn't look so perfectly straight up and down. I don't know. Maybe not. Dang, I wish I knew. I really do. I think he's a great looking Wolverine. Wait a sec. Okay, there's at least a twist. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. When you're talking photography, for those of you who are just tuning in and haven't seen one of these before, the waist cut is the bane of my existence. So that's why we get way into talking about the waist and trying to figure out how these things are moving, what's going on with the articulation. You can see that this is a pretty deep cut on the forearm, too. I'd be willing to bet he does better than 90. He's not going to do much better than 90, but he'll do better than 90, I think. Man, I wish I could tell. I do. All right, here's Silver Samurai. He's a recolor. So I'm not gonna, we're just gonna go. He's a recolor and he's not a great one. Hang on, let's go back. I know, I just teased Psylocke. I wanna know. All right, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one the world has been waiting for when it comes to Marvel versus Capcom. We have Betsy Braddock. We have Psylocke. Finally, shoulder pads. They stay on. Heck yeah. And welcome in, M. Beltron. I appreciate you stopping by. Anton, I love the costume for Wolverine. He looks great. That's what I'm saying, man. He looks amazing. I wish they sold that figure separately because that Silver Samurai. Here's what I do. I go back. You can probably get that Silver Samurai fairly cheaply on eBay. Maybe not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But I think it looks so much better than that Silver Samurai that if the Wolverine Silver Samurai pack goes on discount, you go back to eBay, you get that first Silver Samurai, and then you just use the Silver Samurai that's in that two pack for fodder once you pick it up based on the discount. That's right. I'm just saying discount a lot. Maybe switch out the arms from another Wolvie. Oh, that's a plan, Skew. You could do that, but then would it be the Marvel versus Capcom Wolverine? Would the arms be as mighty, I suppose? Single joint arms, don't bother me here. Yeah, I think you're going to get more than 90 degrees. I can't be 100%, but I think that's what's up. Anton, Johnny Carson was one of the greatest TV hosts of all time. Very factual. I don't think that that's a dissenting kind of opinion. Looks like the belt is a floater. It's off center from the crotch area. Maybe that's what's going on too. I'm so thrown off. Spaded one also in that Berserker Barrage pick. His shoulders are at 90 degrees from the hips. Something's got to give for that to work. Okay, hold on, hold on. Dang it. We're on Betsy now. I need to stop going so fast. All right. Where is it? I don't know. I'm almost thinking that's just a butterfly joint that's doing that. Maybe not. Like it almost looks like they just twisted it up at the bicep. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully somebody will get him in hand soon and we'll all know what's going on. All right. Let's head over to bets here. I think that they did a great job on the face sculpt. It's not quite like it doesn't quite sell her as Betsy to me, but the hair, I mean, it's so much better than their previous Psylocks. I can't even throw down. And one thing I do want to bring up is when you look at her waist down here, I believe they said she's the Black Widow body, maybe not, whatever it is. This is ab crunch that you're going to get here, and this is diaphragm cut. Now, where this succeeds and Black Widow fails, see if I can find another. No, that probably is the best shot. Well, not really. Hang on. Okay, you can see that there's no extra detail down here, right? Like there's with Black Widow, you had kind of an extra line, an extra seam going down the middle because that was part of her suit. Here, you don't have that line. Now with Black Widow, because of that extra seam in the suit, you couldn't, like if you twist her at the diaphragm, then you would break up the sculpt. With Betsy here, you don't have that concern because it's not like they sorry, it's not like they molded in really strong abs. See that? It looks kind of soft there. So it's not as egregious here. So this is actually a decent pickup compared to the Black Widow. And I love the Black Widow figure, except for the fact that there's no ball peg, so they can't move at the waist. And most movement starts at the waist. So just that's the one thing that bugs me. But I think overall, this is a great Psylocke figure. And I love the effect pieces they've got. Oh, and there's Thanos too. I'm going to keep going. Psylocke. Yep. I didn't know that they got Kat Von D to pose for Psylocke. Wow. That's a pull. Pixelated Psylocke looks like a lot of Warbird / Dark Warbird reuse. That might be exactly what's going on. Like I said, it's been a bit since I picked up a Legends. Spaded Psylocke is going to look great, looking straightforward forever because of her hard hairpiece. Oh no. That's true. It would be nice if Hasbro would start going a little softer on some of their plastics, but not gummy soft. That's a weird kind of soft. Yeah, something looks off about that Wolverine belt. Ugh. See, I guess we could mix a match with Jada Street Fighters to finally get Marvel versus Capcom. You could. It could happen. That is one thing that's kind of exciting about this. Star, that seems to be the impetus and intention of this line. Fact. They're like, oh, Jada's making Capcom figures. Guess we can do the same thing. Of course, they can't use the word Capcom. Ooh. Spaded, I will say aesthetically, all this MVC stuff looks absolutely amazing. And that's, yeah, as far as a look, these things look really good. Well, goodbye, guys. Have fun. Have fun, Anton. It was great having you in the chat, sir. Okay, M. Beltron. Hopefully, this line gives us an updated Magneto, Iceman, Gambit, and Rogue. Ooh, I love the Magneto figure. I mean, not obviously, I haven't seen. I have a Mofex Magneto. I love that. I'd love to see Marvel Legends' next take on a Magneto. Spaded, that new Juggernaut is a real doozy. I totally agree. Okay, let's keeping me on track. I like it. Okay, so we've got Thanos here. Thanos looks like he's probably the same Thanos as he was, with the exception of the head. If I'm wrong, let me know. One thing to talk about with Psylocke is she has this butterfly effect, which oddly enough, even the Mofex didn't come with. So if I knew that would fit on my Mofex Psylocke, I'd be tempted to just pick that up, like get on eBay and just look for that butterfly effect. but I do love her effect pieces. She comes with 3 other hands. I mean, I think they did a good job here. I think Thanos is pretty much what I thought he was. I think he's just straight reuse besides the head. So we're not going to take a whole lot of time there. If you guys say that I'm off, that I'm wrong about that, then we might look back. I do like the poses. And I forgot, it's been so long since I played this, I forgot about how crazy these horns are on its head. I do like the head sculpt, I have to say that. Ooh, was that a shin kick? Oh no, okay, okay. Shin kicks are mean. All right, Omega Red and War Machine. I don't know here. Like Omega Red, he's pretty much the same Omega Red they released before, right? And War Machine, I think, is too. Help me out, guys. I had both of these figures when they were first released. So I had the Rhodey War Machine that was the deluxe one that was really cool. I was good with that. And I had this Omega Red, but like I'm wondering, were there differences that they made for these? Because I think they look like pretty close to the same figures. Although I can't tell on War Machine so much. And Omega doesn't seem to have pinholes. And it's possible this head sculpt is new, but I'm not sure. Let me go back. Hang on. I can't tell there so much. Yep, this has to be that old War Machine. He's still got the holes in his legs, the peg holes, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, this one might be a little less exciting than some of the others. That's a sweet cannon, though. Whew, sorry about that. The parts might be new. I don't know. Ooh, I like just the extra stuff going on there with Rhodey. All right, that's sweet. Yeah, I think when it comes to Rhodey and Omega Red, it's all about the parts. I think that they're pretty much reuse. Stated the new Juggernaut will replace my select Juggernaut. I forgot about that. Everybody talks about how that Juggernaut is just a brick, but I don't have him, so I don't know. Facts, that Juggy is mad fire. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there because I'm realizing as I'm looking at these, there's not much to look at here. These two might be the weakest. It's also a Walmart exclusive. Well, that's nice of them. At least make the Walmart exclusive the weakest set. I think what's going to make people sad is Psylocke and Thanos being Target exclusive. Anton, have a good night. Anton's partying. He's catching his Z's right now. Star, while I love the character War Machine, how does a human being fit inside that suit that narrow? Man, it's got to be all, what was it? Oh, come on, nanotech. It's not even a suit anymore. It's just nanotech around like the parts that look muscular and then actual armor around like where the black is on that figure. That's what I'm going with. I'm probably wrong because I haven't read a War Machine comic in a long time. Or I'm making stuff up and hoping that it works. Sci-fi, since they're doing Marvel Arcade characters, I want my Avengers Mandarin feel my power action figure. Also, it'd be great if Hasbro could make Batman and a loophole for him. Let's see, add a loophole for him. Wait a second. See, Star, unstable molecules. Had to say it at some point. You know what? You're not wrong, Skew. When we have Fantastic Four taking up the front of the live stream, unstable molecules are what's up. Let's see, in a 3 comic versus Deadpool. Oh, let's see. Marvel wait, help me out, Sci-Fi. Hold on. Let me go back to your previous comment. Okay, we can get there. Also, it'd be great if Hasbro could make Batman. The loophole for him would be maybe. I can do this. Sorry, sci-fi. Will be, let's see, in a Map V31 comic versus Deadpool. Oh man, help me out, sci-fi. I thought I could do it. I'm out. I'm out. My brain was not working there. It's been a while since I played Marvel versus Capcom. I thought War Machine in that game was a recolored Iron Man. Maybe. I don't know. Like you're same with me, Brandon. It's been a long time since I played. So I'm not sure. That's an interesting point. Gamerverse opens up so many possibilities. That's what's fun. Marvel comic. Got it, sci-fi. Got it. The loophole to get them into Marvel comics. Hear me out. Mezco, $6 million man. I do need to get a Mezco. Like that needs to happen sometime soon. All right, now I know people have been clamoring for a blue Venom. Ladies and gentlemen, you have him, and you have him with this really cool slime on his tongue. Like I think that's pretty sweet. As far as Cap, I don't know where the reuse is here. I assume it's plenty, but maybe all they did, maybe they redid the torso, like the upper torso, maybe the shoulders, and I think the one head looks the same as one of the more recent Caps, but you do get a real shield. And I'm going to assume this Venom is reuse, but help me out. If I'm wrong, just say so. Now, one thing I know people love the blue on Venom. People are stoked about this Venom. But was he really that plain blue in the game? Like, if so, I got nothing to say. But it just makes for kind of a dull looking action figure. I mean, this package, that's a lot of blue that somebody's going to be looking at. I do love that Cap has butterfly joints in a Marvel Legends Cap finally. I think that's really cool. I think they did a good job with that. I love the colors. Like this is what I'm talking about, okay? Check it out. Look how dull they look here. But then you see this. Now there could be some Photoshop here, but I'd be willing to bet these colors are closer to what it should be. So I probably, or what it will be. I probably should go back and be a little nicer about that Silver Surfer. Now I'm trying to see what's going on. We got diaphragm there. And I think we've got just an ab crunch going on as well. I might be off though. Yeah, the effects, the slime tongue. I love this effect. Like, I think it was you earlier, wasn't it, Pixelated, that said you might get these sets just for the accessories? I think these accessories look fantastic. I don't even know. Like, I mean, I don't recognize a bunch of them, but they just look sweet. Yeah, okay, there we go. You can see a little clearer here how the ab crunch works. I do love that picture of Venom, I have to say, even if he's reuse, and I'm sure he is, because he's got this classic deal going on. I think that picture turned out really well. I love the work that Shooting the Galaxy puts into his photos. But yeah, that's just a lot of blue in that package. It's probably a good thing they packaged the shield like they did. Otherwise, it just looked messed up. I do love the Brock head. I think they've done this. I do think that's repaint, but I might be wrong there as well. But yeah, the more I look at this stuff aesthetically, like the good Spaded One McDysentery said, I think the aesthetics on these are great. The functionality, if they could give us the ball peg, I mean, I'm going to be a broken record until they do it. But yeah, this head looks familiar. I feel like that's been seen before. Now, here is the thing that probably got my attention the most. The Shumagorath. I'm sorry. What is it? Gigantos. That guy. I think this could go in most anybody's collection for most any reason. You could put this in as just a freaky monster dude. I think it is really cool. And I don't even know my Shumagorath all that much. I just knew him to see him. Tentacles, how they've got just wire running through these things. I mean, the posing, this thing looks amazing. He really does. I think they knocked it out of the park with this. And I just don't know, like, it's just a big blob of wires and tentacles and rubber, and I don't even know what to say about this thing. It just looks really cool. I am honestly tempted to pick that thing up just because of how weird it is. I can move in there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I just think this thing is probably about the highlight. Everybody else is talking Juggernaut. I see this and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Not that Juggernaut's not cool, but this is cool. This is unique. I wonder if the unstable molecules line will work in other areas, like being late to work or spending too much at BBTS. We can find a way, Star. We can make those unstable molecules work. The problem is we'd have to say that those unstable molecules somehow infected the brain. And that would be tough to throw down with, because then somebody would be saying things like, why are you hanging out with areas or in areas with unstable molecules? What's wrong with you? You need to stop, because it would still be your fault somehow. Somehow people would turn it around like that. That blue venom is cool and all, but look at that beautiful American Bostage. Yep. Yep. Cap is always rad. I'm happy with my Mofex one, but I will say I think they did a great job for a Legends cap. Brandon Blue Venom looks dope. Yeah. Batman being a Marvel comic would be a great loophole to make Batman and Robin figures in scale with Legends. I'd be willing to bet, Sci-Fi, that Mattel is thinking along those lines. I mean, I hope they don't go 7-inch. I think that's ridiculous. I think that would be dumb. Blue Venom looks more like one of the other symbiotes to me. Which one? Because I remember they had a bunch of symbiotes with a bunch of different colors, all that good stuff. But I can't remember. I should know. Like, as soon as you say the name, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that one. But I can't come up with the name. Heads up, Blue Venom opens the door for player 2 repaints of everything. Oh, no. See, there should be a moratorium on Hasbro repaints because they will repaint everything all the time. At least Jada's make sense, but so do these now. That's a good call, Spaded. Sign me up with the running and throwing sound effect and jumping. One hack. Let's see, someone did for $6 million man was use tracksuit mafia, classified Crimson Twins feet, and a cap head. Really? Huh. I mean, it's not Mesco, but that might work. In the meantime, gotcha, Skew, gotcha. In the meantime, $6 million man recipe. Got it. Looks like Cap has a waist swivel. It wasn't centered in that back photo. Yeah, I think that all the Caps have the waist swivel, but I might be wrong. Got the waist swivel, the ab crunch. Let's see. The Brockhead was repaint. They said they did it so we wouldn't have to. Apparently, I didn't hear all the stream, but that's pretty funny. Spaded, heck, a few years ago, that Shuma Gorath would have been a HasLab or some crap. That's probably, I'm actually kind of surprised this isn't one of those made to order figures. But I just think this is sweet. They nailed it with Gargantos. Yeah, I love this figure. And that is different for me to say about a Marvel Legends these days. You're right. Or a build to order. Either way, that's going to look cool in photos. Yeah. Yep. This one is very tempting. Let's see. This is cool. Hopefully they do the bendy wire right. They haven't been great in the past. I know, but with that much rubber on it or that much plastic, you'd think they almost have to, especially with the poses that Shooting the Galaxy got them into. I think it looks pretty good. Blue Venom is my favorite of the announcements. Nice. That's what I'm saying, man. I kept hearing people say, we need a Blue Venom. Why don't we have a Blue Venom? This is necessary. Yay, Blue Venom. Repaint, reuse, repeat. Yeah, but that's something you can do with video games. Like, I mean, I'm giving Jada a total pass on that because it makes sense. It would be hypocritical of me to not give Hasbro the same pass because, again, it makes sense. It's just that they've been doing it for so long. I think it just irritates us at this point. And Baltron, Venom should have been stacked with accessories, at least the shield. See, man, I wish I knew more about the game so I could look at it and say, oh man, they were totally missing that. Google says April Parker wears a blue symbiote. April Parker. Was that, oh man, is that an alt thing? Like an alternate universe thing? I don't know. I always thought Shumagorath was purple. That is Starro, is it not? Help me out, guys, because I might be right, but I might be wrong. I do a little bit of both most of the time. Ghost had time to paint it up while playing Purple Rain. There was my one song for the night. Spaded, ooh, I wonder what they're going to do with Marvel vs. Capcom Cyclops. To me, my blast effects. Man, I need season 2 of X-Men 97 to come out, guys. It's driving me crazy. I always used to select the gray Cyclops. That would be funny. Like it's kind of cool that they can do this now. This line won't be complete until I see a Frank West figure. Frank West? Oh no, I don't know things. Okay, with all these fighting game figs coming out, who's going to do Mortal Kombat and when? Doesn't I think McFarlane's got Mortal Kombat? They announced a 7-inch line recently. Like I think it was at a con. What was the most recent con that they did that? Wasn't that like New York? No, that was Toy Fair, wasn't it? They talked a little bit about Mortal Kombat figures. Can't we use the Maximum Spider-Man effects with Venom? I thought those effects were plain colored. Ooh, you might be able to. I mean, we can really use any of these effects with any of these. Spaded, they need those huge accessories. Hulk, Meteor, Iron Man, Cannon Blast. They made the cannon on that iron. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. And Sykes Blast screen wide. Oh, man. See, that would be fun. If they started making the accessories like that, I mean, like Pixelated said earlier, man, we need I mean, I would go crazy. They need accessories packs. They'll never do it, but I would go nuts for those. Frank West was the funny Capcom zombie guy. Ah, see, this is me not knowing things because you guys aren't used to that yet. All right, let's. Oh, look, it's that figure that everybody's been talking about, and that's ridiculous. Look at this, the size difference between these two. I mean, he is so much thicker. Hang on, let's see. Look at just those arms. The arms actually, okay, they almost look unnatural. And I know Juggernaut has weird proportions, but they look like they fit. Like the arms on this body look like they make more sense than the arms on this body. And that's not to sit here. I mean, maybe that's what the game looks like, but that's so weird. Like from an aesthetics perspective, I would say the old Juggernaut looks better, though he could use more of a matte finish and a smaller dome over his head. So I think the head here looks better and this finish looks better, but I kind of like the proportions here a little more and the way that the figure just overall fits together. It looks better to me. But let's keep going because maybe I'll see a pic that'll change my mind a little bit. And maybe it's that they fully employed these butterfly joints to do what they do. Employed. Employed? I don't know. Yeah, that's a pretty sweet shot. Obviously, I'm guessing. I would say he might have a waist twist. Probably not. That looks like a bit of, well, I was going to say ab crunch. That's just the design of the suit, isn't it? I think all he's really got is the diaphragm. That's a sweet shot. Juggernaut off the top ropes. That's something you never want to see. It's got to be the design of the game, right, guys? The way that the shoulders are. Ooh, that looks mean. I do like the butterfly joints. Yeah, poor Cap. Wait a sec, what have we here? Yeah, okay. You can see his abs are right here, even though his waist, or I'm sorry, he is totally turned at the diaphragm. So I'm guessing there either is no cut here, or shooting the galaxy was like, if I turn that, we're gonna have flat spots, and I want to make sure this looks good. So I think that's what's going on. My guess is there's nothing here, but I could be wrong. Look at that. I'm telling you, the shoulders, for whatever reason, bug me. Everything else, I love the size of. Look at that. I love the size of this guy. And you gotta love the group shot. And you do wonder who else is going to get made. Hold on, let's try and get a better group shot. There we go. You do wonder who else is going to get made here. I mean, we're talking Cyclops, Gambit, Rogue. What are we talking about as far as? No, never mind. I was going to say Capcom, but I think Jada's working on that pretty big time. But I love the group shot. And if I'm looking at him and I'm thinking I really want to give him a shot, it would probably be, for me, the Shuma Gorath. Eh, I like the Juggernaut, but the fact that there's nothing at the waist and those shoulders, I don't know. I don't know. Shumagorath, if I decide at the time when I see it that I need it, I'll pick it up. I'm not sure anything else is there for me, but for people that are big into Marvel versus Capcom, this line is perfection, I think, with the exception of the ball peg waist. But if you're collecting Marvel Legends anyway and you love them, I think these are outstanding Marvel Legends releases. I think they did a really good job. Again, I wish they would make the adjustment in that waist area, but until they do, I mean, for what they're doing aesthetically, I think they're stepping it up in a pretty big way. Oh my gosh, I got to Juggernaut and the chat went nuts. All right, guys, let's go till 9 o'clock. I know that only gives us 9 minutes, 9 o'clock my time, but I think we're about there. Let's see, McFarlane. Never mind. Oh no. All right, what do we have? Brandon. I think McFarlane Mortal Kombat classic figures are supposed to be out this summer. Yeah, I think that's what I saw, were the ones that were just from old school Mortal Kombat. Everything is nostalgia now. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, Juggernaut. He's huge. Pixelated Storm Collectibles made some 1/12 Mortal Kombat figures, so crossover. But did they weren't Storm Arena though, so those Mortal Kombat figures are probably way too big, yeah? I don't know. Obviously, I've still never gotten a Storm figure. That's why Storm Arena is tempting, or part of why. Sci-Fi Shumagorath, Marvel's mystical counterpart to DC's sci-fi based Starro the Conqueror. That's purple and blue. I thought Starro was purple, but yeah, I gotta look up. I gotta know more. Skew, because I'm the Juggernaut. Well, you know. Oh, I remember X-Men 3. My suit is so tight that meme rules, and so does this figure. I don't think I saw the meme. Dang it. Why don't I know memes? Spaded, pinless, butterfly joints, girthy, and toe joints. Ooh, I didn't notice the toe joints. And yeah, I mean, he looks like the new sculpt on here, right? Like most everything else is reused. He and Shumagorath. Jugs looks good, but I'm more interested in Marvel versus Capcom Hulk. It would be like a Maximum Hulk, but good. If they went ground up on him, I think they do a pretty good job. I mean, I don't think that it's that bad a figure from what I've seen. They just need to adjust the heads. I think overall people aren't very happy with the heads. Is that right? When it comes to the Maximum Hulk, and a lot of reuse when it's in a maximum line. But overall, the heads are the problem, correct? I'm guessing 60 bucks or $59 since that seems to be the trend lately. It could be. It could be. I don't know, man. Juggernaut's huge. But yeah, there's a possibility. It would all be pretty much 60. So like two packs are 60 and then Juggernaut 60. I don't know. We'll see. This Juggy makes a lot of the Lit Wave look ridiculous, especially that War Machine Omega Red 2-pack. That looks pretty rough. Skew, Ghost Tab, they gotta revisit / fix Hulk if they redid Juggy like this. Facts, yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. Like I say I totally agree. They need to work on his elbows and give him a little more range. But I don't think it's a terrible Hulk. There's just some refining that needs done. My Juggy, my Juggy, my Juggy and me. Crap, Skew, you got me singing again. Why you gotta do that? And why did I remember the My Buddy song? I hate my life. Pixelated, would Hasbro release another Sentinel? They would, but I don't know that it would be a HasLab Sentinel. I mean, Hasbro, Sentinels are army builders. Hasbro will always milk those, I would think. Spaded, also, Jug's hips are way different than we're used to seeing. He isn't quite as wide, is he? Or are they? Oh, wait. Hold on. You're talking as far as the articulation. That's true. It's not the classic thigh cut, is it? Okay. You know what? Was that a better group shot? Oh, that's a better group shot. No, never mind. Psylocke's not there. There we go. You're right. That hip articulation is definitely a little different. The thigh rotation and everything too. Huh. Pixelated, they did that pre-order one after season 2, or when the MCU movies come out / drop, when demand goes up higher. Yeah, I think the Sentinel is pretty much guaranteed. X-Men, until our generation goes away, X-Men were pretty popular for a long time. So I think they know that. And when the X-Men movies come out, X-Men hopefully will gain popularity again if they do the characters justice and correctly, but we'll see. Shumagorath and Juggernaut are nice, but I'm done with Marvel Legends for the most part, so we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I am too, but there's something about that Shumagorath in particular that it's just weird. Like I keep looking at my legends going, I have 4 legends. If Mafex comes out with some that I can replace them with, I want to do it. But Shumagorath, I don't see Mafex ever coming out with one of those. A Marvel vs. Capcom Sentinel would have different articulation and size the same as Juggernaut. It might sell well. I bet it would sell well. And genuinely, I think that people would buy several of them. We need Storm Arena Mortal Kombat. That would be cool. I mean, then we could finally have something to cross over with our Jada or our Storm Arena Street Fighters and do like Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. It would be awesome. Poor Marrow standing off to the side by herself. Well, you got to watch out for those girls with bones protruding out of them. They're a little dangerous and they're kind of nuts. So hopefully, what happened is she's in the same place she's always been, and everyone else here just moved off to the side just a little bit. That Marvel vs. Capcom Wolverine does look pretty cool. Now I'm hoping they do Cyclops. And people really seem stoked about the Cyclops figures they've been doing lately. So if they just use that body, I think they'd kill it. And they almost would have to release the gray one first. Couldn't Hasbro also do Capcom's Alien vs. Predator video game fig since, Disney? I mean, anything is possible, I would say at this point. All these companies need people to license as much of their stuff as possible because a lot of them aren't putting out stuff on their own that people are all geeked about. So I would say anything's not only possible, but I would say things are more likely possible than they've ever been right now. That grinning Hulk head looks like the mask roided up with a bad wig. Someone on YouTube did a picture comparison, and now I can't unsee it. Oh no. Oh no. I can't go looking. That would be bad juju. Star Alien versus Predator video game figs would be the first Hasbro figs that I bought in over a decade. Holy crap, Star! Star, I gotta tell you, some of the G.I. Joe stuff's pretty good, but you better find them with extra hands. And Beltron, I have a few Hulks, and the Maximum could at least get the arms front and could pose better. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think the Maximum's that bad. The thing that busted it so much was that the way that they first sold the Maximum line was all new sculpts, and he clearly wasn't. So I think that Maximum with just some different heads, I think that pretty close to, or come pretty close to working. Just give him a little more range at the elbows, and you're about there. And of course, a ball peg waist, but that's me just blah, blah, blahing a lot. Skew and Beltron, I hope they redo Hulk like they did Juggy. It is an old, I don't know. I don't think it's that bad, but I can see why people would want them to redo it. At least the arms definitely need redone. I think the arms and the new heads would solve most of it for me. Plus, like again, all big waist, I would go nuts for that Hulk. Maximum is a great start. New legs, rework it, better head sculpts, let's see, etc. Arms, like you're saying, yeah. Let's see. Take care, y'all. Take care, Skew. Thanks for stopping in, man. It is that time. I didn't even notice. See, we're having way too much fun. Brandon, take care. Skew, let's see. It's Apocalypse in this video game. I don't know, Star. All right, somebody answer Star, and we'll cut this thing. Hope everybody's having a fun night. I know I enjoyed this chat. All that butterfly joints talk in his hand still can't completely touch for the thunderclap. I saw somebody work it, so you can come close to that. Latest skew. All right, let's see. Let's do this real quick. See. Later, all fun as always. Thanks for showing up, Pixelated. I'm going to just look up that answer. I'm going to look up Apocalypse right now. I think he is Marvel versus Capcom. Yep, it looks like Apocalypse is a character in Marvel versus Capcom. So, yeah, there you go. He's kind of a dark gray with blue, at least the one I'm seeing. So, yeah, I mean, that would be a sweet thing to get in there. I think he was, but might be misremembering wrong or remembering wrong Apocalypse. Now, it looks like it. Apocalypse was X-Men Children of the Atom. That's if they can still do it. Hang on. I gotta answer this. Let's see. I wonder, because I want to find, what do we got? Just show me Marvel versus Capcom Apocalypse. Show me an image, ladies and gentlemen. Even the image I found says YouTube, so I'm afraid if I push the button, it'll be... All right, wait a sec. Best Marvel versus Capcom games. Okay, it does look like, and maybe it was a later Marvel versus Capcom, but it does look like Apocalypse was in there in a blue and gray uniform. You know what? Why am I? Hold on. I'm wasting my pushing buttons here. Apocalypse in Marvel versus Capcom. There. I know you guys can't see the search, but I figured let's just answer this right now. Search a character in the original arcade version of Marvel vs. Capcom. While he's a boss character in some games, he isn't directly selectable as a player character in the standard arcade release. However, in some console parts of the game, he can be unlocked for use in versus mode. Okay, I would say that means that Apocalypse is on the table, but they would have to do a new one because this thing's huge. All right, that was just me trying to get that answered, and that's it. Thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. It's been a blast. It was a heck of a chat. I can see where the Marvel Legends team is moving forward. And I'm telling you, it's almost frustrating at this part because I think they're doing it just to spite me. That ball peg waste not being there, it's got to happen. They got to do it. For one reason, because I'd get more stuff. For two, maybe it shouldn't happen because I'd get more stuff. So that's what I got for this one, everybody. Thanks again for stopping by. Always massively appreciated. You know you could have done anything tonight. You chose to hang out here with all of us. So thanks again. Until next time, have fun and happy snapping. This is where I hit end stream twice and things get weird.